everybody. My name's London Breed, and I am the mayor of the city and county of San Francisco. You know, as mayor, you go around and you cut a lot of ribbons and you do a lot of great things. But I got to tell you, nothing feels better than doing what we're doing here today. And that is protecting the homes and small businesses of so many families in the city and county of San Francisco. 21 units of housing, 21 families, which includes seniors, which includes children, which includes a property that is not protected under rent control. This is absolutely incredible. And to be able to do this with partners like Meta and partners like the Housing Acceleration Program, it makes all the difference, because some of us might know that the city is bureaucratic and bureaucracies sometimes move a little slow. And that's why having partners in the community to help us move these projects forward as quickly as possible makes all the difference. To be able to keep 6 small businesses in business with affordable rents and 21 families in their homes with permanent affordable protections is absolutely amazing and is what we do best as a city. And I am just glad to be here. And I am glad for Eli and his family. He's going to be speaking because he is one of the persons who's going to continue to be able to stay here. And they were just telling me a story about how they saw Supervisor Safai walking down the street campaigning, and they asked for his help because they aren't under rent control. And they were concerned about losing their home. And here is a promise fulfilled because of the leadership of Supervisor Safai. And at this time, I would like to introduce the supervisor to say a few words.
Thank you, Mayor Breed. I'm just going to take a minute to thank the people that were really responsible for this happening. Eli and his family, I met them at the Safeway, and they talked about what we're all experiencing here in San Francisco, which is the housing crisis. And this housing crisis is real. Every day we get calls. Every day we hear about families that are being forced from their longtime homes. So when we have an opportunity to work with community partners and to listen and to bring a policy and a program together that really works on behalf of stabilizing our community, this is exactly what that means. So I got a call on a Friday from Caroline from Meta. She said, "Supervisor, you're not reading your emails. Pick it up." And I said, "What's going on?" And she said, "There's a real opportunity here. This is the first ever small site that we could do in your district. We have never done a small sites acquisition. 1 year ago, a little over a year ago, I stood at a press conference in the Richmond where we celebrated the 100th unit of the entire small sites program. Today, this puts us over 200 units, which means in the last year, we've already doubled the program in 1 year. So Caroline and Meta called me and they said, "This is a really big deal. We're going to need a big push from the Housing Accelerator Fund." I called Kate Hartley. We had a long conversation. We reached out to the community partners like Poder and Samcan, who are funded to do the work that we're standing here today. They went in and met with the tenants. They lowered their anxiety. They said, "You're going to have an opportunity to stay in your home." And that's exactly what they're funded to do. They're funded to really build community and to reach out and talk about the programs that can stabilize and keep the richness and diversity of this district. And that's what this is about. This is a $12+ million purchase, the largest ever in the history of the small sites program. 26 units, 21 residential and 6 commercial. It is the largest in the city's history. So I'm proud to have the support of this mayor. This mayor has made housing her #1 priority, and as someone that grew up in a community that was constantly under the threat of housing displacement and housing insecurity, you will have no greater champion in City Hall than Mayor London Breed. So I'll end by saying any of the people that question why we fund community-based organizations, they're standing, and this is a true witness of that. The work that Poder is doing, the work that Samcan is doing, the work that Meta is doing, and the work that our friends in the Housing Accelerator Fund are doing have real outcomes and affect real lives. Thank you very much. And I'm going to call up Caroline from Meta.
Good morning. My name is Caroline Fang, and I work for the nonprofit Mission Economic Development Agency. Today is a big day. Meta's purchase of 4830 Mission Street is a big day not just for us, but also for the Excelsior and for the city of San Francisco. Vivienda Adelante, 4830 Mission Street, marks a huge first for affordable housing. Today, we not just preserved affordable housing, we actually created affordable housing. Let me explain. Meta's purchase of 21 small sites in the last 2 years was largely rent-controlled properties. In contrast, at 4830 Mission Street, we have a non-rent controlled property that was built after 1979. The realtors blatantly marketed this as a rare opportunity, I quote, a rare opportunity to own a non-rent controlled property. Let's take a minute to understand what that means. If a speculator had purchased 4830 Mission Street, they could have increased the rents by as much as they wanted. In fact, we saw that happen just a year ago when 400 London Street, just 2 blocks away, was purchased. When speculators bought that property, they forced the small businesses to prematurely sign rents that would triple their rent, and the small businesses were at risk of being forced out. Thankfully, the residents of Vivienda Adelante, 4830 Mission Street, don't have to worry about that. With Meta's purchase, this market rate, non-rent controlled building has been transformed into permanently affordable homes for 21 households and 6 small businesses. Like the residents of 4830 Mission Street, the Excelsior has a large population of Filipino and Latino families. Most of them share perspectives of being determined to stay in this community. It's crucial that we buy buildings like this to keep families like them in the neighborhood. We need the city, and I mean our mayor, our supervisor, all of our supervisors, to prioritize and grow its innovative small sites program. This targeted approach has now been proven, as the mayor and Supervisor Safai have said, as a major anti-displacement preservation strategy for rooting our households by taking homes off the private market. Let me be clear. We need more money to take buildings like this off the speculative market. We need more money in the San Francisco Housing Accelerator Fund, which provided critical acquisition financing so we could buy the building as quickly as any other buyer off the market. We need more money in similar acquisition programs like Meta's own CDFI, Fundo Adelante, so we can compete aggressively. And we need more money for the Mayor's Office of Housing and Community Development, who as an ongoing partner has been able to scale this program with us. Meta could not have made Vivienda Adelante on our own. I want to thank a number of folks. I want to thank the city officials for rallying around this work. Many of you came to Meta asking how to implement the small sites program in your district. That includes Supervisor Safai. Without advocating for this building and in your community, we would not have this District 11 building, so thank you. Additionally, I want to thank the building owners, Mr. O'Mahony and Mr. O'Sullivan. Owners are an often forgotten piece of this equation. In this market, our owners could have easily chosen to sell to somebody else. They chose to sell to Meta as a nonprofit to ensure that their tenants could stay in the city and keep their legacy in the city. And then there are partner organizations, Poder and Somcan, who with the small but mighty Meta team sat with our tenants, and yes, these are now Meta's tenants, to explain what this program was and answer our tenants' countless concerns about their housing rights. With our joint efforts, our tenants can now stay here for generations to come. Today is a day to celebrate, and let's all work together to make such celebrations the norm rather than the exception in all neighborhoods experiencing displacement in San Francisco. So I'd like to bring up Eli, who's been in this building for over 18 years and now has 3 generations living in this building. He's what we mean when we want to say we are rooting families in San Francisco. So Eli.
Good morning. Today is a great day for me and my family because MEDA has acquired and converted this building to affordable housing through the City of San Francisco's Small Sites Program. The Small Sites Program is a project of the city. I believe the aim is to acquire buildings where long-term tenants that are vulnerable of being evicted. MEDA has worked closely with community and housing advocates like Somkan and Puder to make this thing happen, to finally acquire this building, save this building, and save its tenants. Me and my clan of 3 generations have lived in this building for the past 18 years and would be able to continue doing that because of the Small Sites Program. Grateful to the leaders of our city, for MEDA especially, and for the community advocates gathering together to make this thing happen. Thank you very much.
And I just want to wrap it up by saying that when we talk about the need for housing in the city and county of San Francisco, yes, we need to move forward aggressively and build as much housing as we possibly can. But we also need to equally focus on housing preservation. That's what this is about, protecting people and making sure that they're able to stay in their homes. And I couldn't be prouder of so many people who made this possible. Thank you to Rebecca for being here from the Housing Accelerator Fund, which helped to get money for these projects in a lot faster pace. Kate Hartley with the Mayor's Office of Housing. Thank you all so much, the folks from MEDA. Thank you to one of our planning commissioners who's here, Myrna Melgar, for all the work that you continue to do to support housing and housing production. We clearly have a lot of work to do, but I am just really excited that this is one of the largest purchases that we have made as a city, and I want to again thank Supervisor Safai for being so incredibly responsive and in tune with what is happening in his district and the needs of the residents who live here. And thank you all who have played a part, and I am just excited about this, and I just can't even believe that we have been able to do something so amazing in San Francisco. And let's continue, as was said, to make this the norm and not the exception. Thank you all so much for being here today.